Welcome back to Align Chiropractic Center YouTube page. It's Dr. Mike. Today we're going to be talking to you about when to start chiropractic care. Very commonly I get questions about, do babies see chiropractors? Do infants? When can we start? So you could start at any age. In chiropractic, we see babies, infants, all the way up to people into their 90s and even hundreds. There's really no limit. It's just going to change the technique that's used. So a lot of the crazy YouTube, TikTok stuff that you're seeing with the loud pops and cracks and things like that, we're not doing with infants and babies, so don't be concerned. It's much lighter, more specific techniques. And the younger you start, the better you're going to do long term. So think about getting to the problem before it actually starts. And when it comes to babies, a common question is, well, babies don't have pain, they don't have neck issues, they don't have car accidents, like why would they start? But the birthing process itself can actually be very traumatic as far as pulling the baby out of the birthing canal, handling the baby. There's a lot of different things that can actually stress out a baby and an infant. So what we do is we primarily are going to be looking at the neck and the pelvis when it comes to a baby, and we're going to be looking for very specific areas to make minor corrections. Now you're not going to hear the cracking and the popping with a baby like you will as we all age. Basically that cracking and popping is just gas, so you don't need to worry about that either. But what happens when we see babies is they tend to sleep better, they tend to go to the bathroom better, they can have better latching capabilities, less colicky, less fussy. Switching that baby's nervous system to a more relaxed state can actually help overall functionality. So the baby's not going to tell you that it's got neck pain or low back pain, but you may notice benefits like that, and primarily sleep. And if you're a new parent, you'll take any more sleep that you can get, right? When it comes to infants, as you know, infants and little kids, they have no spatial awareness whatsoever. They're bumping into walls, they're bumping into people, they're on the playground falling down all of the time. So they can get out of alignment very, very easily. Some of them may alter their hip height, their shoulder height, and then actually as they grow up and develop, there can be some compensations in the spine. Some theorize that's how some scoliosis starts. So if we can prevent that at a young age, why not? Once you get into your teenage years, typically you're being a lot more physical with sports. And also you're a student. So if you're a student, you're sitting at a desk like this, and what are you doing? You're hunched over for hours a day. Nowadays, they got heavy backpacks, laptops. These things are putting a tremendous amount of stress by a lot of looking down. Kids nowadays are using cell phones, tablets, video games, way more than ever before. And what we're seeing is actually early onset arthritis in the neck. We're going to be doing a separate video on that because there's a lot more content involved in it. So check that out as that's coming up. But now once we get through those years, through college and things like that, you start into the professional working world, and jobs have a lot of repetition. Whether you're a garbage man, a desk worker, whatever it may be, you're doing a lot of repetitive actions over and over and over again. These repetitive actions tend to lead to injury, disability claims, people getting themselves out of work, taking their PTO and time off to handle these injuries. Again, the earlier that we get to these, the quicker and easier it is to actually fix. As we age, we all know it, we get more aches, we get more pains, we get joint soreness, and sometimes people end up getting cortisone shots and surgery. These are really expensive and invasive procedures that have negative effects on the body. If we can prevent anyone from needing that, that is ideal. But as we get into our working worlds, we start having kids, we have families, a lot more stress gets put on the body. Stress can manifest in a lot of different ways. Many new parents will tell me they have tension in their shoulders, whether it's from picking up their child, car seats, a lot of these different day-to-day activities are going to add a cumulative stress to the body. The more stress that your body's under, the more rest and recovery that you're going to need. So chiropractic is just another tool that you can use to help with that rest and recovery, on top of sleep, diet, exercise, all the traditional things that you typically think about. Chiropractic is just another service to help with that. And now as we get into our elder years, this can be another common misconception of, well, why would I go to a chiropractor if I have osteoporosis, osteopenia, or I'm too old for chiropractic? And that's just simply not true. We use different techniques, instrumentation, different tables and things to do lighter force approach to chiropractic with elderly population to make sure that we're very, very safe. I highly recommend everybody get an x-ray as well, just to be able to identify any bone density loss or any other potential complications. As rare as they may be, we still see them all the time in our office. So if you have any other questions as far as when to get chiropractic care, when to seek out, feel free to reach out. We'll have more videos on some of these topics coming up. But thanks for joining in. I'm Dr. Mike.